Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. And today, before I introduce our featured speaker, Sue Allen would like to talk just a short amount of time about a memorial that Town and Country is planning. And there is information on that on the table, along with a lot of information from the Vet Center, courtesy of David. So, Sue?
Okay, can you all hear me if I talk like this? Yeah. Scotty, you can't hear me? Okay. All right, thank you. First of all, I know you're veterans and veterans' wives, and I want to thank you for your service and for everything you've done. 2 or 3, probably, well, actually, it's before the COVID, I was aware that we have nothing in Town and Country to acknowledge the service of our veterans. Years ago when I was in Jeff City, I was aware Manchester has a lovely place, park on Henry Road. Chesterfield has the place over out in the valley. And I looked around Town and Country and there was nothing to say thank you to our veterans and those who keep us safe. So I started the process. COVID happened. We came out of COVID, and the mayor 2 years ago he appointed a committee, a task force for us to move forward for having an acknowledgement of veterans and first responders. And throughout the process, though, we had Afghanistan happen. So some of us on the task force also said, it's, certainly, yes, our veterans have done so much, but we still have people in harm's way. And so we call it a military, but it's basically for veterans and active military and for first responders. So we have, and Beth can start sending this around, but what we will do is, you all know where Straub's is, the park-like area just east of Straub's called Town Square. There is an area that we will have a tribute. I have this, and if you want to come back later. Okay, yeah, Mary, you'll help me. So the point of this is to have an area that someone can walk through the existing park-like area, step off. And so this area back here was existing. And this is at the east, looking west. So you all know there's some shops there at Town Square. This is sitting at the east, looking west. And these are the shops, but we wanted an area that is quiet. Don't want kids riding their big wheels around them and bikes and everything. And they'll sit here, and rather than to have a big expensive statue, which we do try to pay attention to cost, we will have a stone, it looks kind of like Stonehenge, but and it will be Missouri limestone, so it's natural rock. And then we'll have a flag, a bronze flag put on it. At the base here, at the base of the stone, on 3 sides are the words honor, sacrifice. No, I don't remember the third one. We have pavers along the way, again, that have the qualities that we know exists with what people have done for us. And then in the front, of the wall, we have the various branches of government, so we will acknowledge everyone. So we are working for the cost. The cost was $300,000. Nothing in Town and Country is done little scale. It wasn't all my doing, believe me. But we have already come up with about half the money. And I want to have, and I've talked to Drew, I will have an event here. The purpose is fundraising. There will be a cost to it. Veterans, I'm going to make sure are free. Veterans' wives, maybe we have to pay. I'm a veteran's wife. But it will, I've talked to the marketing girls, we will be bringing people in beyond Mason Pointe. And if you want to contribute, you could come to this. And Mary made copies of a flyer that I gave her. What we pass out publicly, they cost about $1.50 each. So, you know, we're, again, trying to be conservative, be safe. And so we will be asking anybody, you know, you don't have to do it. I don't want anybody to feel like there's any pressure that somebody's trying to get your money. But if you want to help with this, we would appreciate that. And my feeling is, and you know, we've had people to come up with big donors. And you know, it's wonderful to get, we have a lot of businesses and we have a lot of rich people in Town and Country. And so some people can write $25,000 check, and we have a couple. But to me, if somebody's given $20 or something, when you go to something like this, and I'm not saying the veterans, but the people who should acknowledge what veterans have done, and first responders, then they'll have that opportunity. So the intent is, we hope to break ground in the next couple months. We hope to have it maybe underway by Memorial Day and Veterans Day. If we're lucky, it'll be done. And we'll have you all come over. So, any questions? All right. So thank you. I'm going to leave. Okay, this thing is coming around. And I'll leave this up here. And then if I can't stay the whole time, I will come back and get it.
Okay.
But thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Sue.
I did not realize. Yeah, because we were housemates. And my husband, I do too.
We have someone here to talk about Vet Center, and there's a lot of information on the table there. But David Cozart is our speaker, and I just want to tell you, he's the outreach specialist for the St. Louis Vet Center. David is a 30-year Army veteran with 2 combat tours in Iraq, and he's now retired Sergeant First Class. He has a family history, as his dad was a Marine and his grandfather was in the Army. So David is here today to inform us about the Vet Center, which primarily provides services to veterans and service members who have served in combat and activities, or at least areas of hostility. So David has a lot of information. I'm sure he's going to tell you about that. And this is his this is his uniform, right, David? So welcome, David.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Do I like this?
Or do I like this? Can we all hear me back there? I'm going to project. It's going to get out there. Trust me. Let's turn this off. I'm not really a mic guy. I don't have to be.
You're right there.
Good morning, and thank you all for having me here. All my veterans out here in the crowd, thank you for all the wives, midwives, support, veteran support. We couldn't do it without the support. A veteran is not a veteran without the support, his or her support. We need that. That's what drives us. That's what motivates us to go and do what we got to do to handle and execute that mission. Okay? So give yourselves credit and love because of what you are and what you do for us. Trust me when I say that. We appreciate and love all that support. It drives us to know that, guess what? Someone cares. It doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter nothing. That someone cares, that drives us, it motivates us. Myself, 30 years, loved my I had ups and downs, as we all say, right? We have them. But I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot, I've done a lot. And because of this program we're going to talk about today, I get to be here. I don't got to be here, I get to be here. And that puts a different perspective on life as it is. You don't got to do anything, we get to. And if you get to, that right there is motivation. If you get to do it, don't drive for you. They can't, oh, that's fine.
I can do that. I can do that. Oh. Again, we don't got to do anything, ladies and gentlemen. We get to. That is the blessing right there. Take the O out and add the E. I don't got to. You don't got to come in here and listen to me. You get to. You get to. You didn't have to wake up. You get to wake up. That itself is a blessing. It truly is, right? So, myself, 30 years. You couldn't have told me 30 years prior that I would have did 30 years in uniform. You couldn't have told me that. Although my granddad, Army guy, always instilled values, loyalty, discipline, motivation. You can do anything you want to be, yada, yada, yada. We all heard this before, right? My dad, different animal. That Marine is a different animal. Totally different animal. But I love my dad, rest his soul. But his drive and my granddad's drive was just two different drives for me. So I appreciate my granddad's drive more because it was more subtle. Hey, you can try this out, try it. But Granddad, I don't think I can. And then you get the look. My dad, not so much. Execute, that's the only word he knew. I said, and that's it. But Dad, and if I didn't, I'm outside doing what? Pull-ups. Because that's what Marines do. Any Marines in the building? Lucky. Ooh, thank you. But that's what they do. They love pull-ups. Army guys, we love push-ups. It just happened to be that way. So that the motivation and drive for me was two different things. I love both guys for different reasons. But my Army, my granddad was the reason why I chose the Army. Navy, I wasn't that thirsty. I love water for bathing, drinking, right? But just to see it all day, every day, no ma'am. So I chose the Army. Followed my granddad's shoes. Because guess what? Yeah, he motivated me. He gave me the values and the loyalty, how to keep my common sense. He always told me, he said, do me one thing and I'll be all right with you. I said, what's that, Granddad? Do not get away from your common sense. I don't care how much education that you go and grasp, how much you learn, don't ever get away from your common sense. Because common sense, as we know, is what? Not so common anymore. People with letters tell us that they have all this knowledge and yada, yada, yada. But common sense is common. It's the best thing. So his analogy was this. Who all like cake in this room? What? Come on. I know everyone in this room likes cake. Everyone got to like some type of cake. Angel food, German chocolate, red velvet, it doesn't matter, right? But answer me this, help me out. Cake was designed by itself. It doesn't need anything else, does it? It tastes good, doesn't it? But if the cake is a little bit dry or a little something different, you can add what to it? Maybe some fruit, some icing, some whipped cream, right? Chocolate. You can add what you want, right? And it makes it what? It tastes better, doesn't it? It doesn't change the cake, but it just makes it more edible, more digestible, correct? And so I'm like, Granddad, you know, where you going with this? He's like, just walk with me. I said, okay, cool. He said, think about it. The cake was designed by itself. It wasn't designed for frosting and icing. The icing and the frosting and the fruit and all that was designed for what? The cake. He said, common sense don't need education. Education needs common sense. And I looked at him, he said, yes. So again, add all the vegetables and all the letters you want to add your name, but don't ever forget your common sense. Don't get away from that. And I did. I did. And I taught my troops the same thing. Read, understand your regulations, know your push and pull limits, know everything about what you can and cannot be done to you. Read. No one wants to read anymore. Don't understand that. No one wants to read anymore. They want me to just tell you everything. Well, yes, this is life, and this is how it's going to go. It's going to be perfect. No, life will keep lifing. But the rest of the program works and goes like this. It was designed and evolved and created as a result of 1979 Vietnam veterans. If it wasn't for the Vietnam veteran guys, I couldn't stand here. I wouldn't be standing here. Everyone did their thing, and as a result of what they did, as I told Henry, guess what? We came out of that. Something bad always has to happen before something good could come about. Do we agree? And that's what this program is. It came out of something negative happening. Because we do not want what happened to the Vietnam guys and anybody else prior to happening ever again. And the rest of the program says that. Guess what? Never leave a fallen comrade. We don't do that. We don't do that. And so the program itself wants to do what? Keep everyone in the fight. Keep everyone in the game. Keep everyone with their families, their loved ones. How can we keep you all connected even when we're going through things? I have my challenges. Yes, I do. But guess what? As a result of this program and people like yourselves that tell me, guess what? You're okay. You're going to be all right. Thank you for your support. It drives me, like I said earlier. That's my motivation other than just going over in a corner somewhere and sulking. I could do it every day. I have done it periodically. But when I go out doing these presentations, seeing veterans here and there, schnooks, anywhere in the world, and I have something on, and people just say, hey, appreciate that, thank you. I don't need a whole conversation, I don't need a paragraph. I get more hugs than I've probably gotten my whole life based off of my military service. And guess what? I love it. Because when I have my dark days, when I have my depressive days, and I have them, people have those days. It is okay. It truly is. You just can't stay in that time frame. You just can't lock in that time frame. And that's what people like yourselves help me not to do. By just saying, guess what? I appreciate you. It kind of gives you a little spin, like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I ain't as bad as I think I am. Because guess what? Someone else cares. So it makes it make sense to me. And so that day, guess what? Gets pushed behind me. I come out of that day. I don't get to sit in the corner. Because if I do, I just disappointed someone who said they care. I don't want to disappoint nobody. No one. So, my jacket. I'm going to give you a quick little story about my jacket, and we're going to proceed. Did 2 tours overseas. First tour, did not like. I promise you that. Second tour, I still did not like. But it was edible. It was edible. This jacket, which means more to me than anything I own. Anything I own. Because it was given to me out of disdain. I didn't want the jacket originally. I didn't want how the jacket came about originally. I'll say it like that. I was told by my command sergeant major that if I didn't train the Iraqi 8th Army on how to work on military vehicles, I'd be in trouble. So it went like this. Sergeant Cozart, you will instruct Iraqi 8th Army on XYZ vehicles. Sergeant Major, why? I don't want to do, I know, they didn't know. Sergeant Major, he said, he looking at me, he's standing looking at me. Sergeant Major, that's, because in my vision, I'm working with the enemy. See, that was my head, that was my vision. I didn't think, I'm not there to help you. That's like you beat me up and I come back and tell you, hey, hit me right there. Come on, I mean, am I right or wrong? You don't, that's just my perception. You know, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. So this is how he straightened me out. Sergeant Cozart, okay, You can train the Iraqi army as a sergeant and get an award at the end of the tour, or you can train them as a private and get an award at the end of the tour. He said, did you get what I just said to you? And I'm looking at him and said, so either way, you're gonna get an award, but you're gonna train him. But you can do it with rank or without it. You have options. And so I'm standing there, parade rest, of course, and I'm looking like, if I gotta do it, he's gonna get paid correctly, right? I don't want money to go down. I do want to be over no way, but I'm here. So make the best of it. So me and the Iraqi Army sergeant, there was already a communication breakdown. I don't speak Arabic like fluidly like that. I know certain things, certain terminology. If I'm not fluid, because again, I'm not a linguist. It's not my position. So there's a barrier there. And if you get a guy coming every day and he's just, and he's speaking, he's talking to you just like, yeah, yeah. And you got the what you call translator, and she's breaking it down. And I'm still looking at her because you see the frustration in his eyes. I have my own frustrations, but we get it, we're making things happen. He's learning, his team is learning, they're understanding. So I'm feeling a little bit better about it. I'm okay. His mom, she'd come by all the time, bring him lunch. And I'm like, man, we got a nice lunch. And so we became to talk, we became cool, we became friends, we became social. That whole disdain I had in the very beginning melted away. Melted away. Now we became friends. We could talk crap, and he cooked the best breakfast I ever had on a rock. On a rock. Never thought I'd ever eat a burrito off a rock. But the guy did it. I mean, I say, trust me, it tasted good. And so this tour is going, months is going by. You're getting the bombings, the normal war scenarios and challenges, you're getting that. But in the midst of all this chaos and goofiness, you're getting this friendship, this relationship is being built, it's evolving. And you get to understand, at least from my perspective, I can't speak for nobody else's. Say, guess what? There's not just hatred in this area. There's also some love, there's also some goofiness, there's also some humor in this area. And I got that. So we're leaving. I never know. He never said anything about it. Ended my tour. I'm ready to leave. His mom said, come over for dinner. I'm like, I can't, I gotta pack up, I'm trying to get back, I gotta sign this stuff. Brother, come, eat. Man, I can't. Come. I'm like, all right. So I went. I saw chickens go in the back of the house. They never came out. They never came out. We sit down, and I don't know what kind of bread they make or what kind of bread they have, but it's flat. When I say it is the best tasting bread ever in life. It is. But you see this chicken on the table served, and I'm thinking to myself, that wasn't. I'm like, that fast? And she's like, good, you want? I'm like, yes, I'm breaking the bread, I'm dipping it, I'm eating it. But the whole time I'm thinking, that chicken just walked in. You can't, your brain won't let you think nothing different because you just saw it. You cannot unsee it, right or wrong. You can't unsee it. You saw chicken come in, you ain't heard no cock, you ain't heard none of that. But now you're telling me you're eating chicken. I'm just saying, don't judge me, I'm just saying. We sat down, had a gorgeous meal, family came around, all this kind of good stuff like that. And then his mom came in and said, thank you. I said, no problem, it's life challenges. You don't know somebody originally, you get to know them and stuff like that. Next you know, you became family. And so I'm like, all right, good day, have a good one. I'm going to go get my vehicle. She said, no, Cozart, no, come. I said, I got to go, I'm trying to go home. She walked out with that jacket. The whole time I was teaching her son, with hatred in my heart and disdain, she was building me a jacket. Something to remember the whole thing by. The whole thing. So the jacket has multiple patches and things of that nature. She combined the Iraqi and the Army flag. Got a combat patch on the right shoulder sleeve. She embroidered my name in Arabic. And so we all had these goofy sayings and patches that motorcycle riders have. And so she did a gang and variety. Where she got them from and how she came about it, I do not know. But she made this jacket for me. All these patches, put it together for me. And it just melted, it melted me. It took me from one place mentally to another one. Me and the guy are still friends. We still chit chat on social media periodically. But just it's weird how you can go from one extreme to the next, from base to acid. It really doesn't matter. But it's your perspective and your perception about all of it. Now, again, like I said, I love the jacket more than I love anything I have that I own, because the way I obtained it, That is Mr. Cozart. And as a result of that, here we go, Vet Center. Established by Congress because of Vietnam vet errors. Because of Vietnam, again. Something bad has to happen before something good has to come about it. Bottom line, I don't care what it is. How many times you beat your kids, you got in trouble with your kids, they did something bad, 2 minutes later you take them to get ice cream. Because what they learned, not to stick nothing in that plug or not to do something with dad's watch or do whatever that may be, they learned, and you only lose if you don't learn. Bottom line, that's in life. You only lose if you do not learn. I don't care what the process is or how it happened to come about. We offer services for all the war zone veterans, sexual assault veterans, it doesn't matter. PTSD, TBI, it doesn't matter. Active service member, guard, we see everyone. Congress has been updating and changing the regulations since '79. Keep evolving, because originally the program was just for Vietnam veterans. That was it. It didn't matter what program you was in. If you weren't a Vietnam veteran, you could not come to those doors. Korean veteran? No, it didn't matter. So they slowly started evolving and opening up to all the areas. And again, the goal is to provide a range of counseling and outreach referrals to help veterans. That's the whole focus. Where do we meet you at? How do we meet you where you're at? What's going on in your life that's making it such a challenge or a barrier for you to execute and make things happen for a positive life? Is it your girlfriend or boyfriend or wife or husband don't have a job? Then that's fine. Come on in. Let's talk to them, figure out, build a resume, work with them, find them a job. Because what helps you as a veteran is the motivation piece. So if I help your wife get a job, guess what? That takes a lot of stress off you. That's the whole essential piece. How do we help that veteran? How do we calm him or her down to make them understand, guess what, it's okay. Let that obstacle manifest itself into an opportunity. That's what we want. Take the obstacle, okay, yeah, no. Like prime example, right. Can you whoop me? Can you fight me, Ray?
I could, but it would be dangerous for me.
It would be dangerous? All right, Ray, now, watch this. Now, you heard what Ray said. He said he don't think he can do anything with me, right? This young lady?
Absolutely.
I mean, you see that? Absolutely, right? Watch this, right? If I took your lovely significant other and I walked over here behind me, told her to sit in that chair, and I said, all right, what you gonna do? Right? Because your wife's gonna shoot, okay, right, honey? And you gonna get up, I said, sit yourself down.
Well, first I'm going to get a lot of these people behind me.
But you see how it goes though? It changed. At first, initially, he's like, no, I don't think I can. We're like, I'm not gonna let you keep my wife, dude. Sorry. I'm gonna have to get my guy in the back. We're gonna team up. But guess what? You're going down. So all we did was what? Change his what? His perspective. Ray got purpose. He ain't leaving the wife by herself. Oh no. Yeah, initially, you can't do anything with me. You got my wife? You in trouble, son. You in trouble. You made a mistake. And that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. Alleviate any possible challenge or mental obstacle that can cause you to think or feel some kind of way. Because all it is perception. That's all it is. At the end of the day, it's perception. It's what you think or perceive something to be or not to be. And so if you can tell yourself what's bigger than me, and that's what I had to tell myself, what's bigger than me? And at that point in time in my life, my kids. My kids. I don't ever want to tell my kids, well, Dad can't buy you those shoes, or Dad can't take you to Chuck E. Cheese because Dad lost his job, or Dad wanted to fight Ray. You think a kid gonna understand that? No, they don't. They don't care. Kids don't care. They want what they want when they want it. But my kids will tell me, well, Dad, you always said, don't let nothing, anyone provoke you to do something that, for a fact, you shouldn't do. I'm not gonna fight Ray. I'm gonna look at Ray and laugh. Like, you know what? I want to have a conversation with my kids. Ain't got nothing to do with Ray. Not at all. I'm not scared of Ray. I'm scared of them. Because why? Kids won't answer their questions. They want answers. I ain't got time for answers. So we try to teach veterans coping skills to develop, so they say, guess what? I don't need to always have to answer someone's negativity. You don't have to. It's your choice. I cannot make anyone in here angry. I cannot. You can allow me to, but I cannot make anyone in here angry. But if you allow me to, then guess what? That means you're looking for a reason to become angry, because you want to be angry. It's all up here. And that's what we try to help with. This is me, of course, outreach coordinator. How you can reach me. You want to never talk to me, chat with me, and stuff like that. Safe place to talk. Confidentiality. That's what separates the vet center from the VA. Although we are part of the umbrella of the VA, that piece right there is the key essential piece for vet centers, because nothing leaves our office without you signing saying you released it to whomever. But once you release it, it's yours. It's yours. Our counselors, 90% all been through combat. Who wants to talk to someone that can't relate? No one, right? You at least have somebody you can talk to that kind of can understand what you've dealt with. At least. Why would you go to the dentist and talk about your vehicle? I mean, he may have knowledge. I'm not saying he's dumb or stupid, but that's not his area of what? Expertise. That's the key piece. You want somebody who's been there, done that, tasted it, got the shirt, at least, come on. That's the key. At least I can say, you know what, even though everybody here, all the veterans in this building have been through combat, it's different. You did yours jungle-wide back in the days. Mine was in the desert. I have this thing called the Baskin-Robbins theory. And it goes like this. So Baskin-Robbins is known for what? Having what? 31 flavors. Anyone ever had some? Pretty tasty, right? But here's the thing with Baskin-Robbins. The cones are the war. The flavors are us. See, that's the key piece. The cones are the war. The cones are going to remain the same. War is what war is. It's going to be that way. Whatever it's going to be, how it's going to be. But the flavors will change. They will change. Flexible hours. You can come to us anytime you feel like it. Weekends, appointments, eating time. You don't work on our schedule, we work around yours. We make it easier for the veteran. Why add another challenging barrier to an already stressful scenario? He or she's already dealing with something, but he's telling me, well, hey, you gotta come in 8 to 4:30, banker's hours. Banker's hours. Well, I can't, because I'm doing this and I got my kids, I gotta do this. I get it. What works for you? How can I help you? I can come in at 6, I'll be here. I'll be here. We do it across the board. There's nothing wrong with it. Accessible community setting. Most times you see veterans embedded in the community. Mainly storefront. Sometimes not so much, but at least 80% is storefront. That way it's easy access, right off the street. You ain't gotta try to go through no building, go around the corner, to go up 5 flight of stairs. No, right off the front. Walk right in. Services, individual, group, sexual trauma, marital and family, bereavement, drug and alcohol, employment, liaison with the VA, benefits assistant, community education. Anything. The goal is to meet you where you're at. What challenges do you have? What challenges do you think you have? Because what we said earlier, perception and perspective, right? You might think it's a challenge. To me, it's easy. What? That's all you need. Come here. Now, how you know that? How you not know that? Oh, I know you didn't talk to me. I'll make it easy. But that's it. How do we take those barriers or challenges off people's chests? That's the stressor. Because you think it is. I don't. I've read the material already. I understand exactly what needs to happen. I understand that the VA wants you to fill out 20 pages of forms, and you don't understand it. Not a problem. Too easy. Give me 5 minutes of your time. That's it? Yes. That's my job. And I'm great at it. Home does not look the same. For all my vets in the building, all my supports in the building, it don't look the same. You leave here, your home is one way. You go there, home is different. Home is different. But guess what? We intuitively make it our own. Any place I've ever been, give me 10 minutes, and you think I've been there for about 6 months. I need to feel something. I need to feel something. It's a part of me. If I don't, I'm gonna have problems. And if I got problems, everybody that's around me gonna have problems. I'm like a wife. I ain't happy, nobody's happy. Because I keep it simple. I gotta feel like, whether it be a jacket or picture frame, or I love RC cars. I'm a toy, I'm a big kid at heart. I love toys. So I gotta have me some kind of toy. I don't do video games, but I gotta have a toy, a physical toy that I can play with around me that makes me feel like I'm at home. If I can do that, you got me. You got me. Sound the same. Now this right here really depends on where you live. Because you somewhere in Compton, South Beach, California, it might sound like this. Certain places and areas you live might sound like this. Some suburbs do not. But it's a difference. It's not the same. And the smell, we all know that. Especially my Vietnam guys. I'm like, dude, wow. We didn't have no kind of smells in the desert. I'm grateful for that. In a time of war, many images may remain with us. You know this. If I ask anybody in this room, what was the best day in your life? Most of you probably be like, yeah, I remember one day, yeah. And if I say, what was the worst day of your life? You had to go there, then you had to bring that up. Why? Memories have feelings attached. Memories have feelings attached. It's there. So that's why sounds, smells, tastes, and stuff like that bring back these certain thoughts. Because you haven't been around something for years, but so when you smell a firecracker, it's like, yeah, gun residue. When I was shooting that M16, when I was shooting that Ma Deuce, dum, 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 dum. It just brings it back. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. But then now it becomes what? How it makes you feel. That is an amazing gun to fire. Mark 19. This is my glass group that I toured with. All 18 guys came back. Thought my only mission for myself, go in as a group, come back as a group. And we did. To me, guess what? Successful mission. No matter what I did in that whole mission, in its entirety, successful mission. I ain't have to tell nobody, I'm sorry. Other than the fact that, I don't want to tour with you again because you just made my life hard. But I love these guys. We still stay in contact to this day. That was our whole platoon, our whole company. Then you come home. Ha, ha, ha. Here's the good part. You win. Most men, I can't speak for all men, most men are wired logically, okay? We're not too in tune with our emotions, okay? I tell people I'm a 95-5 person. I'm 95% logic, 5% emotions. Now, I'm not emotional, but I do have emotions. So I will come and say, oh, did you hurt your leg? Okay, all right. You need me to help you out? You need me to carry you to your car? I can do that. I would not be, so what happened? No? Was it Ray? Did Ray do it? No, I'm not doing all that. I don't do all that. Because I know that I'm vulnerable over here versus over here. I know that about myself. And that's the key piece. And so I tell people that don't expect from me what I know for a fact I'm not going to give you. But I do show that I care. I have compassion. I have sympathy. I have empathy. I just don't get deep in emotions. And that's what happens with a lot of our soldiers when we come back. We request and demand of them to execute to almost perfection out there in the field, in the combat theaters. Would you agree? We want them to execute. We agree, right? Now, to execute, you have to remain what? Logically focused. Rational brain. You can't be in your emotions. You can worry about, is she back home cooking greens? It doesn't matter what she's doing back at home. Your mission is to execute what's in front of you. Okay? Here's a challenge, people. Here's a challenge. We asked us to go over, execute, then come back and be the same. Come on. How does that happen? How? How do you go somewhere and deal with, view, see, interact with these type scenarios, and then come back and be like nothing happened? But people, society expects that from us. They expect that. You shouldn't change. I was forced to. Because here you are being logically, strategic, robotically type mind, because you're executing what? Missions. There's no, oh my God, in the morning, you ain't getting all that. Your friend said, hey dude, what's going on? Bro, I'm good. You eating? Yeah. What's your weapon? Over there? You're eating all these kind of goofiness, but there's no emotions over there like that. None. You only get the emotion when you get a phone call. This is Miss Ray. Morning. Hey, babe. What you doing? Oh, nothing. Getting ready to go. Got to do a little PT. Oh, okay. I just wanted to know the washer broke, the dog left. Your kids getting on. He's not ready for that. He doesn't need that. Now you just spent Ray in a whole 180. Because he was focused. He was ready. But now he's like, man, hey son, what's wrong? What's going on? You spent him emotion. Now he's back in his emotions. You don't know what you're doing to soldiers like that. We're not used to that. So again, when we come back home and even emotions, you emotionally thaw out from being logic for a year, 2 years. Now all of a sudden, oh, I love you. And he's standing there. He don't know how to hug you or nothing. Love you, man. Love you too. Love you too. That's the thing that society needs to understand, that's what happens to us. Expect that. And so it's just like you come back home, it's something different. You know it's the same, but it's different. Who all been driving longer than a day in this room? Nobody got a license in this room? Nobody can drive? Nobody's ever drove in this room. We got a license? Who all drove in this room before? Okay. The reason why I'm asking that question is this. The steering wheel is on one side of the vehicle. Your steering wheel is where? Where's your steering wheel in your car? On the left, right? Okay. You come outside, because you're used to it, you know where you live, it's in your driveway, it's your house. Right? You come outside to go. Guess what? I've came to your home and put the steering wheel on the right side of the vehicle. That's your car, though. That's your car. You come outside, you see everything the same. You get in your car and you won't say nothing to nobody. Why? Why? You don't want anybody to think you're crazy. You don't want anybody to think you're crazy. Or you're just having challenges. You try to drive, and you can't drive because they don't feel the same. Everything looks the same, but it doesn't feel the same. That's the key piece. It's the emotional pieces have kicked in now. Still, same car, still a little red Corvette. But the steering was on the wrong side. And that's how us as veterans are. Everything looks the same, it just don't feel the same. And so you start saying the word feeling, you in the word, your emotions. And that's the new piece. Which now causes this, lack of communication. Prior to going overseas, oh, you can tell your wife anything. You talked about everything. You did everything. Communication was easy. You come back home, it's a challenge now. Because why? You learn some new lingo. She learned new things. People have what? Evolved and changed. It happens. At least it should. But now your communication is off. Comes a challenge now. Now it's a barrier. How long will that last? You can't talk to the kids anymore. Try to discipline them. Go to your room. Yeah, right there, whatever. Because dad's not the new enforcer now. Mom is. You've been gone for 12, 18 months. I know you do. And now you feel some kind of way. Again, it's the emotional piece. Most of us, depending on what you've seen and did, you don't think about it. It's not that you're watching your normal movie or a movie that you've never seen before, and you feel some kind of way about it. But now, if you've witnessed some things, if you interactively caused some things, this thing in your shoulders, it has great memory, whether you wanted to have it or not. And when you don't want to replay that movie, it's going to replay it. It's going to make you think or feel some kind of way. So then you go back into, you can't communicate. You can't tell your wife, man, I was scared. That movie. Man, we can't do that. We don't have that luxury. Man, I was, She look at you like, boy, you gone somewhere. No. It takes a lot to communicate. So, while facing the challenges of readjustment, as we just explained, just expressed, these are some issues that most of us go through. Once, twice, 3 or 4 times. As a result of, look at this, relationship problems, medical issues, financial hardships, lack of structure, guilt, shame, anger, endless questions from family and friends, feelings of isolation, nightmares, sleepiness, lack of motivation, forgetfulness. All this came about because you wanted to serve your country. Awesome, ain't that? But there's ways around it. You can get through it. I'm living proof. Out of all 9 of those up there, I probably dealt with 8. But with friends and family in this program, and people in this program that said, guess what? I care about you, dude. I care about you. Don't slide. You okay? Hold it up. It helped me to keep going. PTSD. It's his own world. It truly is. I don't like labels. I don't care for them at all. My thing is help you understand what it is you're going through and you're dealing with, the animal that you're dealing with, and how to learn to put it on a leash. Because it's your animal. It's yours. But you gotta keep it on a leash. Don't let it pull you. You walk it. Every now and again it has its moments. Every now and again it does. But it's not an excuse factor. And that's what I find challenging, at least for me. Nobody else, it's for me. This should not be an excuse to do nothing idiotic. Well, I was mad, or because I'm PTSD, that's why I run around and charge at Ray. No, I want to charge Ray because I want to talk to his wife. That's the thing. Don't use an excuse, be it what it may. What prevents us from seeking help? The biggest word in life. Everyone uses it, everyone has. If they haven't, they will. Everyone creates excuses. It's easy. It's so easy to create an excuse. It's harder to face it for what it is and deal with it than just say, you know what, I can't make it this morning. Let's reschedule. I have a great reason why I couldn't reschedule. A great reason. I lost a nephew over the weekend. But I'm mission orientated. I get it. Life happens. Life does not stop lifing because of an event or a situation. It doesn't stop. What we think about that situation is what's going to tell us how we're going to move forward. I love my nephew. I miss him already. But there's nothing that I can do that's going to do what? Bring him back. I got to accept the fact that he's gone. So for me, I'm mission orientated. Guess what? The party goes on. I'm here. I don't want nobody to do my presentation. They don't do it like I do. They don't have the same flair and the flavor that I have. You can't talk about me unless you're what? Me. Doesn't work that way. Perspective and perception. Most of us do this daily. And it's so funny. I love this one because you want people to see things differently. I don't want you to see my way. Just be able to see my vision and get there. Guess what? I'm not saying I'm right, but do I make it make sense? And so again, as the saying say, 6 and 9, both of them are seeing what they need to see. But guess what? If you change your position, your angle, you get to see something different. That's what life brings us. It allows us to see things through different filters. It's not always your way. The military has one called First Army. They have a motto that says, it's not the way, it's just a way. That's their whole mantra. It's not the way, it's just a way. Come up with a way of executing that mission. Because all they care about is what? The mission being completed. Well, I don't care who completed it, did the mission get done? So again, it's seeing things differently. And we use this a lot with married couples because everybody wants no, what I said is right. No, what I said is right. You both can be right. So my philosophy is win or be right. Which one's important? See, when you win, we stay together. If you be right or I'm right, I got a chance of losing you. So I don't want to be right. I want to win. I'm too embarrassed. Again, that's personal. Would you rather be embarrassed or get helped? Prison will take anybody. I'm too cute to go to jail. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. And again, what someone thinks about you shouldn't bother you. It really shouldn't. Why would anyone here care about what I think about you guys? In all honesty, I hope it's great thoughts, right? But it shouldn't matter. Because it's about what you think of yourselves. What I think shouldn't even matter. Shouldn't even waver you. If it does, you got some thinking to do. It's probably something I cannot afford. You paid for it already. You paid for it already. You put the uniform on. Done. Now what? Next excuse? Next excuse? You paid for it. Like I said earlier, I'll adjust around your schedule, not you around mine. Because I'm here to help you. Let me help you. Would it impact my career of military standing? That has been long-standing for a good while, especially as it related to PTSD and any kind of trauma-related event. Because why? As first responders and military personnel, they feel like, you know what, you're not as good as you once were. Well, if I get help, I become stronger than I once was. But if I don't get help, then yes, I'm broken. They don't see it that way. People think that, oh, well, you can't be a cop because you've seen 2 murders or you had to shoot somebody. Well, I had to shoot them to prevent X, Y, and Z. But as a result of those events, I feel some kind of way sometimes. I'm still good at my job. I'm still what? Human. People do not want us to remain human. And that's sad. That's sad. It has the ability to impact your career only if you allow it to. Again, like we said about PTSD. If you're going to keep creating excuses, well, I punched him because I can. No, you can't. He made me mad. No, you didn't. You made yourself mad. You just use that as an excuse. No. Because it is totally free. All it costs you is that, your time. Your time. If you getting help don't wake you, what I got to offer you won't shake you. If you can invest in self to come and get some help, there's nothing I can offer you and no one else on this earth can offer you that's going to help you. Because you got to come from self first. Now, I bet I want to give it to you. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's got to start with self. It's like my granddad used to say, it's a circle. Where can you start in a circle? Say it again. That's it. But the key word is what? That's it. You will never finish if you never start. Period. So I tell guys, either get me to come to you or come through that door and the party going down. It's going. But if you don't come to that door, I'm not finna chase you. I don't chase nothing that runs from me. Nothing. If you got the ability to run from me, I'll let you run. Because why? You're not ready yet. You're not ready for the assistance or the help. And you keep doing what? What you've been doing, and keep getting what you was getting. So again, you'll keep losing because why? You didn't learn. You didn't learn. Flexible hours. Again, we work for you. You don't work for us. Confidentiality. Stays with us. Stays with us. Ray comes in. Ray's fine. I'm used to Ray. I love using Ray because he's right here. He's right in front of me. I'm sorry. But Ray comes in. It ain't about Ray. It's about his wife. All Ray has to do is come and get the party started. He can leave. He ain't got to ever show up again unless she requires it. Because she might just feel like, she just lost her pet or fish, whatever it may be. She's want to, talk to somebody. And it's okay. Because it's about family. It's not just about the vet. If your kids are going through something, guess what? They can come in. They can seek services. It don't cost them nothing. How can you let that go by when it doesn't cost you nothing but time? When you say you want what? To help. I don't get it. Again, confidentiality doesn't go anywhere until you want it to. These are just simple facts. But you can glance at if you want. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Call the number. You stressful, don't have it, something's going on in life, it's a challenge, you can call that number. They will connect you with a vet center. Somebody close to you, real close to you, in proximity. It's that easy. It is just that easy. And then with where I do my business card I do QR codes. So all you gotta do is do what? Because everybody got what? A smartphone. Everyone has one. Snapchat, Google. It's right there in your hand. Life is in your hands. All you gotta do is use it. And if you are a veteran, again, welcome home and thank you. Any questions, comments, concerns, I'll be here. But again, thank you all for your support. Thank you for being here. And I couldn't do me and do this without you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. I think we certainly learned some common sense that we probably don't have at times. And I really thank David for enlightening us on that, and to thank him for coming today. There are things on the table that are there for you to read or take home, whatever you would like. And that's it for today. I want to thank Sue for talking earlier. And have a great day.